world, it's Keely and I'm back for another video. I thought I would take you through a day in the life. This will potentially take up more than one day just in order to get more than like 2 minutes of footage. I am a remote employee for a consulting firm that I have worked with for almost 5 years now, and I have a bunch of stuff to get done today because today is my last day of work before we go on vacation. So my plan is to get this video filmed, edited, and then uploaded while we're on vacation. We will see if that happens. It is about 8:50 in the morning. I have been awake since 7, kind of checking emails, doing some various things. I have a relatively large to-do list today for work and just other things. The like fun things that I want to do are I would really love to finish Disability Visibility, edited by Alice Wong. I am right there. I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. I'm up to page 174. I have been highlighting stuff, so I also want to go through and add my tabs wherever I put those. That's my goal for reading, is really to get this one finished today. I would also love it if I could dive back into some of the other nonfiction that I've been reading, but I also have some other ones that I want to get started. I have some book club picks that I need to work on. I am in so many book clubs, but also from a distance where I don't necessarily engage with the rest of the members of the book club. I just want to read the books and then see maybe what other people are talking about. 2 of them, however, are for my book club that I run through work. So one of them we are going to be reading over the next 2 months is Fledgling by Octavia Butler, which is her kind of fantasy vampire horror novel. So very excited to finally get to this one. And the other one that we will also be reading is Beloved by Toni Morrison. So I have a handful of books that, I mean, if you watched my spring aggressive TBR, I'm not going to be able to get through all of those books, but I would love to. Then you'll know that these 2 books are priorities on top of many others. I am really wanting to get a lot done today. So my plan is to finish cup 1 of coffee in my Universal Monsters mug. I will also be utilizing an energy drink. This one is the Alani Dream Float. I haven't tried this flavor yet. My husband and I have been trying all of the flavors of Alani because we really like them. Also, I would really like to paint my nails like rainbow before we go on vacation because I think that would be cute. And I need to figure out what books I'm going to take on vacation because we're going to be away for a significant amount of time. Need to figure that out. Some of the books that I would really love to take on vacation, I would love to take Flowers on Fire. Maybe I will, even though this one is relatively large. This one is about feminism in Korea, and specifically South Korea, and what it means for the rest of the world. So for Women's History Month, I would really love to take this one. But then I don't know, because I also want to take these ones. I'm obviously taking my Kindle, but like, isn't that the biggest challenge of you're going on vacation and you're going to be away from your books, but you're also a mood reader, so you don't know what you're going to want to read. So I am frantically downloading all kinds of books on my Kindle just in case. And then we'll also be I will probably only take 1 physical book with me just because it's a lot of, they take a broom, and then we'll be taking my Kindle. I don't know, we'll see. There's like travel time involved, so that's gonna take up a couple hours, travel there, and then also to travel home. Then we're gonna have some downtime, and so I don't know. This is all very much though me procrastinating because I have some huge tasks that I need to get done by 4 o'clock when I sign out for the day, and they're a little bit daunting. I don't know, we'll see. But like I said, this is going to be a day in the life. We will see if I combine this also with tomorrow when I'm really just prepping for us to go on vacation. We are definitely the type of people, me and my husband, that we like to deep clean the apartment before we leave so that when we come back, it's like nice and clean. And our dog is not going on vacation with us. I would love to take her with, but we have a friend that we spent a long time training her to be okay with our friend and his dogs. So he always watches her whenever we leave. If you didn't know about, still be procrastinating. If you didn't know, I have a rescue dog. She is a Chihuahua mix. Basically all very small dogs mixed together, primarily Chihuahua and like Rat Terrier, Jack Russell, that kind of mix. So she's a little bit bigger than a traditional Chihuahua. She is also very reactive, and that we think probably came from her previous owner. We got her when she was 2 and she's about to turn 8 this summer. And when we got her, she was listed as very I don't want to call her high risk, but very like a lot. The rescue agency gave us a 30-day window of you can return her back to us, no questions asked, because they had previous adoptions fail to go through with her because of how reactive she is. But by that point, she had been with her original owner in a different state down south, and then she was transported on a truck with a chihuahua that she became very close with, and then they got separated, and then she was with the foster family and they had dogs, and then she got separated to be with this other family, but then they returned her back to the foster family. And so it was just like, as difficult as it was for our first dog, he had a dog growing up, but I didn't. So as difficult as it was for our first dog together to be a reactive dog, it was a huge learning curve. I couldn't give her back. I was like, no, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to give her the life that she deserves. And it has been amazing. We've worked with 3 different trainers. At least 3 different trainers. One came to our apartment when we lived in Maryland. We took her to a different one, and then we moved up to Pennsylvania. We found a better one and took her to that one instead. And she passed her training courses. She was able to be in rooms doing like routines and stuff with other reactive dogs, and she was okay. She's my baby. We spent a lot of time with our best friend training him. He very much wanted to train her to be with him and train him to be with her, because his dogs are not so reactive. They're very chill, but they are also rescues. And so that was a whole process. So now that's her like little safe space. They love her and she loves them very much. So she is going to go on a long sleepover with her frenzies, their dogs. I don't have to do much to get her ready for that. I already did that a previous week, like 2 weeks ago, I think. She went to the vet and got all of her shots and stuff, and I'm still procrastinating. I need to get stuff done. I also wanted to film another video today. I have my February book haul, which is a little bit out of control. I've bought a lot of nonfiction this month, or this past month, so I really want to spend March decompressing and trying to get a lot read. I am taking 2 weeks off of work starting tomorrow, and I'm very excited for that, but I need to get a lot done. So I'm gonna stop rambling now. I'm gonna try to figure out how to set up my phone so that I can record like general B-roll shots of me working, and just know that like me frantically typing at my desk is really what it looks like all day long when I'm working. It's just like I have 2 screens, I type all day long, I answer emails, I chat with people, like co-workers, I get a bunch of stuff done, I get stressed, so I stand up and walk away, and then I come back. It's nothing terribly exciting, but I don't know. I love watching these videos. I love watching people like just go about the routines throughout the day, so I figured I would try this. Let's see how this works. The next day, it is still really early. I'm like very much waking up. I have my coffee that I have not yet finished drinking, so working my way through this. Yesterday did not go at all how I had anticipated. I started the vlog and I got some kind of B-roll footage and was off to a great start with my day. I had this massive to-do list of stuff that I wanted to get done because we were leaving for vacation, and yesterday was my final day of work before I take 2 weeks off, and so I wanted to really like focus and get as much done as possible to set up the projects I was working on so that the people that are covering for me won't have questions, will be able to find things very easily. And I was like solid for like the first couple hours of the day, and then I just completely crashed and it didn't work out, and I had a panic attack, and such is life. What ended up happening was that I finished out the day. I ended up working from 7 to 5:30, which was a very long day, and then just basically turned into a slug on the couch and rotted away the evening. I played some Dead by Daylight after a while, like finally got some food and got up and played Dead by Daylight. But I did get some more reading done. I didn't get a ton of reading done. I'm up to page 186 in Disability Visibility, so I definitely want to keep reading this and try to get this done. That's going to be like my main thing, that if I accomplish that today, that would be amazing, because like I said, this is my first day really of vacation, and While it is my first day of vacation, these first couple days I'm just going to be hanging out in my apartment, very much taking it easy, just kind of prepping the apartment for us to leave for a week. I think I said previously that like we're very much the couple that cleans everything, like makes the bed before we leave so that when we come home it's nice and clean. We don't have to worry about anything other than like doing vacation laundry. So we have this big list of stuff that I'm gonna work my way through slowly over the next couple days. I have today and tomorrow to get a ton done, and I did last night when I couldn't sleep. I started cleaning the bathroom, so that's nice that that part is like on the move. But like I said, I'm going to be reading this at 11. The Accepted Society that I just joined are having a study session, and it's basically this group. The Accepted Society was created by Kaylin Grace Apple, who is a fourth year PhD student in history and African American studies, and she created this online community where you can sign up and have other people across the world to study with, to have writing sessions with, to get feedback, like bounce ideas off of. And it's primarily for people that are currently in school or like applying to school, but also for people that are just like lifelong learners or in the field. And so I am very much in that like lifelong learner category. I would love to be back in school, but I just haven't figured out a way to do it yet when I need an income. So right now I work full time, but I've been very much playing around with the idea of maybe starting a part-time program. I already have my bachelor's, master's, and a certificate in an additional thing, but I really would love to be the very first person in my family to get a PhD. I think that would be incredible, and it's also just like a goal of mine, something that I really want to do, and I have like my whole life to do it. I don't necessarily need to do it right now. I'm 33, but I would also love to get started on that and just have like an idea of where I want to go or what I want to do, which has always been the problem of like, I don't know what I would want to study that intensely for that long. But lately I have been kind of realizing that there is something that I'm looking at frequently in the stuff that I read, in the nonfiction that I read. So I'm going to be playing with that idea, but that's a long-winded way of saying from 11 to I think 2 or 3 is the study session. So I will be reading this one as well as some other nonfiction. But the fiction that I want to make progress on today is Beloved by Toni Morrison. This is one of the books that we will be reading for my work book club. We're reading Fledgling as well by Octavia Butler, but I would really like to get a chunk read of Beloved. I don't know if I'm going to take Beloved with me on vacation. I need to figure out what books I am taking with me on vacation. We'll just kind of see how the day goes. So for right now, I'm just going to chill on the couch until I complete my coffee. Complete my coffee, that sounds weird. Until I finish drinking my coffee, and then see what kind of energy I have afterwards. Okay, it's a little bit chaotic in here. I'm watching Emma's new video, but I just did the first round of painting on my ravioli. This is a clay ravioli. I love messing around with this air dry clay that you can get from Target or probably Walmart or any of those stores. And basically it's just regular clay, but then you leave it out for a couple days and it hardens. And so this is actually a gift for a friend of ours that is going to be watching our dog while we're on vacation. So sneak peek into my life. Here's my dog. She's just hanging out. That's Zoe. Yeah, our friend Colin watches our dog while we're on vacation, and he also loves to cook. And so I was like, oh my God, that's adorable. So I made him a ravioli. It's supposed to be a spoon rest. So like you put it on your countertop or your stove top if you have room. And if you're using like a giant spoon or a spatula or something and you're cooking, you just like put it, there's like an indent right here where you can rest it. I don't know if it's actually going to functionally do that though, because it's not super duper hard. I think it's still kind of porous, but I am going to try to seal it and glaze it with this glaze that I have for polymer clay. We'll see how it works. Either way, I made Colin a ravioli and I hope he likes it. Okay, so it's been a couple hours and I just finished Disability Visibility, and then I went in and added all of my tabs to all the things that I underlined or starred or anything. This was incredible. I loved this so much. I really, really love essay collections, especially ones that deal with topics that I'm not super familiar with. Disabilities in general, I am not super familiar with most of them. With a lot of them, like I might know the word for like the actual diagnosis, but what that means for someone, I have no idea. This was incredible. There were a couple that really stood out. The one that stood out the most for me was the one on Indigenous people that are Indigenous with disabilities. And that one was incredible. Absolutely loved that one. I told my husband like he needs to read that one. Let me get you the author and name of it. The name of that one is The Erasure of Indigenous People in Chronic Illness by Jen Deerenwater. Freaking amazing. Then there was another one, and the one on the isolation of being deaf in prison by Jeremy Woody, as told to Christy Thompson, was also brutal. I can't remember which one it was, like what it's actually called, but there was one that was about a woman with mental illness as disability, and that one was definitely interesting. Definitely harder to read than some of the other ones. Some of them are really hard to read just because of like the horrific things that we do to each other, but the one on mental health as disability is difficult topic for me to read. So I finished this one, absolutely loved it. I am doing one of the Accepted Society's trying to get my books. One of the Accepted Society's study sessions that started at 11. So it's like read for 50 minutes or study for 50 minutes and then take a 10-minute break. And so I also was getting some other stuff done. So I just finished glazing the, oops, sorry, my hand's in the way. Just finished glazing the ravioli, which I will show once it dries. I don't want to touch it because it's all sticky. I got our comforter drying because I was washing that, and had lunch. I ordered Chipotle, which was kind of amazing. I wanted to go for a run today, like a longer run at the gym, but my knee is really bothering me. A couple years ago, I overdid it and I ran constantly, lots of miles as a way to cope with stress, with life stress. And I absolutely love running. It's like one of my favorite things. But it sucks that I am forever recovering now from overuse injury on my left knee, which really sucks. Because what I want to do is go run. Like today, I told one of my friends, like I would really love to run 5 miles and start getting, you know, my stamina back up for running longer distances again, because I love double-digit runs. Those are like some of my favorite, but I haven't done one since last year when I was training for a marathon, and then I did a half marathon. So I did a 16-mile run, and then I did the half marathon, which was 13 miles. Actually, it was longer than that. It ended up being 15, a half marathon. I did the Gettysburg half marathon last year. That feels like so long ago. But anyway, so my knee has really been bothering me today. So I'm trying to just take it easy. I have therapy at 3. My husband will be home before then. And then after therapy, I have some errands to run before we go on vacation, like take a bunch of stuff to get donated. Want to get the car cleaned and vacuumed now that we got it fixed, because a couple months ago, my husband was in a car accident. He's fine. Everyone's fine. But a school bus ran a stop sign, and we don't think there were any kids on the school bus that he could see or remember seeing, so that's good. But because it was a school bus, and dealing with the school district has been an interesting process. Thankfully, like I said, everyone was fine. It was very slow moving, very like, are you kidding me, this is happening right now? We have a dash cam, and it was very obvious that it was not my husband's fault. The school bus driver was just not paying attention, which is totally what you want from a school bus driver going through an intersection. That finally, now our car is fixed. The back bumper was just kind of messed up. So now our car is fixed, and because it was messed up, we didn't take it to get like cleaned or vacuumed or anything, because we were afraid that the power washer from the car wash would like blast the bumper off or break it more. So we've just waited. So now that it's like getting warm out and hopefully no more snow or ice, so no more salt, it'll be a good time to get the car cleaned, especially because like our friend is gonna have our car while we're on vacation, and he doesn't like drive it anywhere, he just keeps it in his garage. But it still feels like I don't want you to have my car that's like hasn't been vacuumed in a couple months. Just trying to get that done. But we have 37 minutes left of the reading session or study session. It is about 1:15, and I don't know if I want to pick up the address book and keep going with this one. I haven't read it in a couple days, or I really want to start Flowers of Fire by Hwan Jung, which is about feminism in South Korea. I really want to start this one. I feel like I should probably make some more progress in the address book, at least read a couple chapters and then start that one. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. it is the next day and I am still trying to wake up even though it's 11:30. I have been just doing more chores around the house to prep for us to go on vacations, doing more loads of laundry and just picking stuff up, making sure we have everything we need. But I am now in the Accepted Society's study session again today from 11 to 2, and I have been reading and just making more progress on that. So I've been reading the address book officially now through all the introductory chapters talking about like the establishment of addresses and street names and the good that it has done, and then also now we're going to dive into the bad that it has created. We are moving into Philadelphia. The next chapter is all about Philadelphia, and I'm very excited to learn more about the street names and history of Philadelphia. As you can see, I'm tabbing off a lot of things, learning a lot of things. I will say at times this book does get a little dry for me because it's like establishing all of the background knowledge of how addresses get named were like created, but so far it's also been really fascinating. I'm glad that I picked this one up. I am going to continue reading this one because I really want to read this chapter on Philadelphia, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do after that, but I think what I want to do is probably end this vlog here. This is just kind of what my days are gonna look like while I'm on vacation. It's gonna be a lot of reading, a lot of just hanging out, and then hopefully I will be filming clips from when we're actually on vacation. We leave tomorrow, so that we can have like it documented, because it's really cool to go back and watch old vacation videos. So I want to do that, but I also want to use kind of this process of learning and reading as a vlog series, because I have very much been considering PhD programs again, which I've talked about off and on my channel over the years. I am someone that very much loves being in school. I love learning. I have taken a ton of classes off and on throughout the years since I graduated from my master's program, and have right now I've been out of school for so long, like formally, that I feel really overwhelmed with the idea of doing a PhD program. So a lot of what I've been doing is just watching people's videos where they describe the process and see what their day-to-day life is like, kind of go from there. So this will hopefully be like the start of a vlog series where I am reading a ton, trying to supplement my general knowledge of the world, hopefully also trying to narrow down a potential PhD topic, or field even at this point, because I'm not entirely sure. I have some ideas, but I want to continue to just do a ton of reading and see where life takes me. So if you've stuck around for this whole boring ass vlog, I really appreciate you, and let me know if you do vlogs, because I love reading them or I love watching them. And I think we're just gonna call it here. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.